This video is a review of synthetic division, which we'll be using quite a bit when we find zeros of polynomials. Now what you want to remember is that you can only use synthetic division if your divisor is a linear factor. So which this is. So what you want to do is take the coefficients of each of your terms, and we're going to write those down. So we have a 1 in front of the x cubed, a -4 in front of the x squared, a 2 in front of the x, and then our constant is a 5. And you want to remember that, let's say we didn't have the 2x in the problem. If that were the case, then you would have to put a 0 here as a placeholder. And that would also go for if instead we didn't have a constant. You would still need the placeholder of the 0. All of the terms must be represented by degree. So we need a 3, 2, 1, and degree 0 coefficient represented in our division. So in this case, we do have one of each, so we don't have to worry about adding any zeros. Then what you normally do is you put a little box here, a half box, and you put the constant that is in the divisor. That goes there. Now what you want to remember is for synthetic division, the idea is that you're dividing by x minus c. And in this case, we're assuming that c is a positive number. So if this were instead x plus 2, that would mean that c would be equal to -2. But since it's not, since c, it is in the form of x minus c, c is going to be a positive value and it is going to equal 2. So that is why I have a positive 2 in the little box there. Now what I do is I draw a line, and I want to leave some space, so I'm going to write some numbers between my coefficients and the line. So the first coefficient is kept, so I'm just going to bring that to the bottom. Then what you do is you multiply the number in the box, the c, times the number that is below the line. So we're going to do 2 times 1, and we get 1. And then we combine the numbers exactly the way we see them. So we're going to do -4 plus 1. So that's going to give us a -3. I guess it helps if I multiply correctly. I apologize. So this number, 2 times 1 is 2, not 1. And now we're going to do -4 plus 2. So that's going to give us a -2. And then again, we're going to repeat the process, and we're going to do 2 times -2. And we're going to write that here above the line, so we have -4. Then we do 2 plus -4, and we get a -2. And then again, we're going to multiply the c, which is 2, times -2, and we get -4. And then we combine those, and we have 5 plus -4, and we get 1. Now to write the answer, what we're going to have is our resultant polynomial is going to be, these are our coefficients in the red there, and then the degrees are going to be 1 less than they were before. So we're going to have 1x squared, or just x squared, minus 2x minus 2. And then the 1 that's left over, this is our remainder. And we're going to write that as 1, that number, over our divisor, which is x minus 2. And that's how you do synthetic division.